All right. It looks like we are officially live. Yep. So we're going live on Facebook. My name is Ines McNeil. I'm the founder of the Modern Dog Trainer and also the Modern Dog Trainer Academy now. And who I have here today, she's actually a student twice, like 2 times student actually. We'll go into that in a minute, but Elisa is here to share her story of what it's been like to work with me and what she's been able to accomplish actually a couple different times. But I'll let her go ahead and introduce herself. Let us know, what's your business and where you're located and all of that good stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I'm Elisa and I live in the Chicago suburbs. I'm from California, but now I live in the Chicago suburbs. And my business is called Dog Forward Training. I started my business technically in January of this year, 2021. And it's been great. I quit my previous job at the end of 2020 because I wanted to start my own dog training business. I graduated from Karen Pryor Academy also in January of this year. And so I quit the job and yeah, then I was like, oh, I don't really know much about actually running a business. I felt really great about my dog training skills and having graduated from Karen Pryor Academy. I felt like, okay, like my skills have been validated, like I've proven that I know how to do XYZ. But in terms of like actually running a business, like getting clients and selling a program and all that sort of stuff, I was just like, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing. Um, so that's kind of how I connected with you. Yeah, well, a second time that I
A
connected
second
with you.
time.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's talk about it because it truly does blow my mind how like full circle it is.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know, I actually was training dogs virtually way back before it was trending. And I had an online classroom that I called the Leash Aggression Classroom, where I help people with their reactive dogs through a virtual program. And back in, I think 2014, is that when it was? 2013,
Maybe even 2013. Yeah.
2013. That's when I had it up and when I was helping people through that. So Elisa actually went through that program with me and learned about her dog, learned about training, and obviously found a huge passion in that
Yeah.
time. So tell us a little bit about that transition of like, wow, like I really appreciate working with my dog and now I'm going to go into KPA. Like that's a big
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was living in a different country and I just really didn't have access to like in-person help for my dog. So then that's how
Yeah.
I found your online thing. Um, and now online training is like very easy to come by,
Right.
but it took me a while to like find your program. And I just loved like understanding about dog behavior and body language and learning how to help my dog feel better in these situations with other dogs. And um, yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't stop after that.
I love it.
I just kept wanting to learn more and kept, reading books and taking more online classes as they became like more readily available.
Right.
And I always really liked working with the dog trainers that were helping me, such as yourself. And I just so appreciated how much they impacted my life because having a reactive dog can be really challenging and stressful. And so I really appreciated the impact that my own life was having through working with trainers. And I just thought, oh, it would be so cool to be able to help people in that way. I like working with, dogs and puppies, but I do really enjoy working with the human
Hmm.
part of the equation. And so I just kept learning. I've taken, I don't know how many online classes with my own dogs and seminars and stuff. And then, yeah, in 2020, at the beginning of 2020, so pre COVID, before we knew it was going to be a thing, I applied to Karen Pryor Academy because I just thought I'm like, darn it, I'm doing this thing.
Awesome.
After like so many years of just learning and thinking like, oh, one day that would be cool. And then, yeah, I started Karen Pryor Academy. It was during the pandemic, so it was a little different, having to do it virtually, but also good in lots of ways. So yeah.
Amazing. And so you're not the only KPA grad that actually has come through my academy program, because it you guys are so dedicated to what you do, right? Like you're extremely passionate about it. You want to make sure you're successful in it. And so you really are committed to making it happen. And so it makes for really great students in my program as well as theirs, I'm sure. Tell us a little bit about why you decided to become a trainer. Like, I know you talked a little bit about like the impact that it had on your life going through that dog training process. Why is it that you decided to pursue it as like a career, I guess?
Yeah. So I've done lots of jobs since I graduated college,
Yeah.
and I've always liked them, but not like loved them. And I mean, every job has aspects that you like don't like, and that whole
Yeah.
thing, everyone knows that. But I don't know, I just kept thinking like I just haven't landed in my niche yet. And I kind of got to a point with in my last job where I was just like, I don't even know what I want to do. Like, I'm just so confused. Like, I don't know. I want to do something that I really love and that like I'm really
Mm,
passionate about and that really just like connects with me and who I am.
yeah.
And um then yeah, my friend was like, why don't you just do dog training? Like that's what you love. Like it's what you spend all of your time doing, like when you're not working. Because I have two dogs and I do agility with them, and I just love like being with my own dogs and training my own dogs. And I felt like kind of dumb that I like hadn't even considered it, or I just didn't consider it. I hadn't considered it realistically, like, oh, I could actually do this as a job and like
Oh,
actually make money, you know?
yeah.
Um, and so yeah, it was kind of this moment where like, oh yeah, I could do that. And then like looking back, you know, when I was a child, that's like all I wanted to do was like spend my day with, you know, like around animals. I loved
Oh,
dogs, like all animals really, but I loved dogs and spending time with dogs. And so I think sometimes when you look back, like as to who you were when you're a child, it's very like illuminating as far as who you really are, right? Before you kind
yeah.
of get like pushed through the mesh of society and
Yeah.
all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's felt really nice kind of like returning to my my like youthful endeavors.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, totally. I love it to really like listen to yourself, like, and
yeah,
be true to
yeah,
who you are. Yeah. No, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about where you were before the Modern Dog Trainer Academy. You just graduated KPA
yeah,
really recently. And then so where were you at that point, and what were you
yes.
kind of up against?
Okay, so yeah, I graduated from Karen Pryor Academy in January, and then I, so before I started the Modern Dog Training Academy, I all I had was a registered LLC in my state, Illinois. So I had chosen a name for my business.
Good.
I had registered it, and I think I had bought a domain name
Oh, nice.
for a website. And I'm pretty sure that's all I had.
Yeah.
So I was very paralyzed. Like I I was doing a lot of Googling, like trying to figure out like where do I start and what do I need in place,
Mm,
you know, to be successful and not like flounder around for a long time where I'm not actually making money doing this.
right.
And I was just so paralyzed. Like I write stuff in notebooks a lot, and I just have like pages and pages and notebooks of like all of this stuff I was trying to glean from Google searches, you know,
Oh,
that
yeah.
like do this, or like make sure you do this, or like avoid doing this, from like different websites, you know, that are trying to tell you how
Yes.
to start a business or to start a dog training business specifically. And I was so overwhelmed. Like I just wasn't making any progress because I quit my job, so I didn't have work to do. So I was literally spending all my time trying to gather pieces of information from the internet. And I was just very paralyzed. Like I just didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stressful.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, I just need like a consultant. I need to consult with someone and figure out what to do because I'm just wasting time.
Mm.
And it's like one of those kind of self-fulfilling prophecies where I'm like, you know, I'm never going to be successful. And then because I'm just spinning my wheels, not doing anything, then I'm not successful.
Right.
Um, so I think I just Googled like dog training business consultant or something, and your site came up for the Modern Dog Training Academy. And then
Yeah.
that's when I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, I've worked with her
Yeah.
with my reactive dog. And so I was like, this is crazy. It feels very serendipitous. And
Yeah.
so I chatted with you a little bit about the program, and I was just like, this is what I need, because I need just someone to guide me through a process that
Mhm.
I know will get me where I want to be,
Right.
instead of being so confused with all of these different sources telling me what I should do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the Modern Dog Trainer Academy, it's basically a 12-step roadmap to a sustainable and six-figure dog training business. And so, yeah, I walk you through what you need to do in the order that you need to do it, when you need to do it, how to do it, so that you can get there like ASAP. So tell us about like why you decided to join, beyond just like, you were tired of Googling and frustrated with like not knowing what's actually going to move the needle for you. Was there anything else that, inspired you to join?
Um, I think I really wanted to be successful and like make it work and give myself the best chance at creating a business that I really enjoyed and not something that I like regretted and,
Yeah.
you know, that I felt was not working for me, or was just stressing me out big time. um I just wanted to give myself the best chance at making it work and like being able to achieve what I envisioned and like what I hoped was possible with
Hmm.
starting a dog training business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was on the line for you? Like if it wasn't going to work out in like 6 months, I don't know, like what, did you have a
Yeah.
timeline of like,
So
I have
yeah,
this much time?
yeah, I give myself 6 months. Like I kind of had an income goal. And so I thought like, well, if I can achieve that in 6 months of starting the business, I'll be really happy.
Mm.
But I mean, I had invested a lot of money in Care Empire Academy.
Yeah.
If you've done that, you know how much it is. Or if you just go on their website, I'm pretty sure you can find the cost of it.
Yes.
It's not cheap. So there's that, a big chunk of money there. I mean, I had also quit my job, so I didn't have, it's not like I was trying to do this on the side of a part-time job or a full-time job. I was not making any money. And so the financial aspect was pretty motivating.
Yes.
Want to make sure that I'm not just spinning my wheels. But I think also just like my own personal fulfillment. And, I had talked about I've done like various jobs since I graduated college and kind of liked them, but didn't love them. And I didn't want to just repeat that. I wanted to create something that I really did love and that I was really passionate about. And so I guess that was kind of on the line too, because I don't have an indefinite time to make that happen for myself. Like I
Right.
have to make money. And so, yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Let's see. Why did you decide that earlier this year? Did you join in February?
I joined at the very end of January.
Very end of January.
Yeah.
Why did you decide that was the right time to join instead of just like waiting, trying to DIY for a couple more months and then joining if it didn't work out?
Um, I think because, well, by that time I had already not worked for like about a month.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm starting to sweat a little bit.
yeah, trying to settle. Um, and I think I had, at first I was kind of like, well, I can figure this out. Like I'm a pretty good kind of like self-starter. And I do really like research. Like I love researching stuff and like learning all I can about something, which is good, but also it can be not so good in some situations because you just can never move past like the research phase.
Mm,
And I think I kind of recognized that's what I was doing a little bit, where it felt very productive, where I would like come
right.
in my office and I don't have any work to do. So it's like, oh, I'm spending 8 hours like taking notes on what I should be doing to start this business, but then I'm not even doing anything.
I see.
And I
Yeah.
think that went on for like several weeks. And I was just like, I'm more confused now than before.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to waste any more time. The whole financial thing, like I talked about. Um, and it just seemed like the right choice for me to join the program earlier than waiting and missing out on income
Yes.
and just building up a momentum for my business, that that whole thing. And just learning, like I wanted to learn how to do this, and
Yeah.
so if I put it off, then I was just delaying my own success, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that's a really powerful way to put it. Um, yeah, and I think you mentioned you didn't want to miss out on income, and I think that's something that's often forgotten about when people kind of procrastinate on investing in themselves in a program like this, because if you wait 4, 5, 6 months, then those are 5 or 6 months of like income that was not created for
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really good point to make. So tell us a little bit, like walk us through what has been your experience working with me and in the academy and the team and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I started late January, and um it's it was just so nice. It was such a relief to be like, oh, I don't have to be like scrounging all corners of the internet to find like the secret recipe that's gonna make all my dreams come true. And I'm not saying that your program doesn't require work, like you have to put in the
Right.
work. It's not like magic, but it for me, it took away so much of like the guessing and the paralyzed, just like what should I even do. So right away it was just like an instant sense of relief because I could just actually get into the action steps and
Right.
stop with the research phase. And I remember, I don't want to like explain your whole program and give away all your secrets, but the first like module, you had us like kind of think about like what would our ideal week, like work week look like,
Yeah.
and what are our ideal clients. And that's something that none of my research had made me do.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I'm so glad that you had us do that, because that really, I think, is why I have the business that I have now, and that I'm having so much fun with it, and that I'm enjoying my clients so much, is because you had to start with that. And I would not have started with that without your guidance, for sure. So you had us start very like big picture, whereas I was like, you know, I need a, how much is this program going to be? And
Yeah.
how many days of the week? And, just too nitty gritty.
Yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, that was just a really great place for me to start and
Yeah.
like take a big deep breath and then like zoom out and figure out like, what do I really want from this, and what's going to make me happy and what's going to work for me. And then building the business around that.
Yes.
Yeah, which I never would have thought of that
And I do
without
that.
your help.
Yeah, I do that specifically because I have been in the industry for a while, and I have just seen that so many people burn out. And so there's no sense in hustling your little heart out if you're going to burn out in like 3 years and never want to train dogs again. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And we don't need to go that way. So we can start with the end in mind and think about what it is, we're going to create and build a business that's intentional around that. You have what a lot of trainers, I think, aspire to create with their business, schedule wise and income wise. Tell us a little bit about your schedule and what you get to do all day or every day.
So I have two of my own dogs that I'm very obsessed with, as most trainers are. And I really, really like off leash hiking them. And myself, I like I like being outside and out in nature. It's super like important for me just in terms of like my mental well-being and physical well-being. And so it's really important for me to have that time every day with my dog. So I get to hike my dogs pretty much every day unless the weather is horrible. I'm in the Midwest, so the humidity and the heat can be gross, but generally I take them out every day, which is just so wonderful to be able to have, an hour, 2 hours with my own dogs out in nature, just having quiet, peaceful nature time.
Yes.
It was not something that I wanted to give up. I do agility with my dogs. Before this, I just got back from agility class with my pups. So that's super fun. So I really love my dogs, and I didn't want to sacrifice time with them and what I enjoy doing with them. So I kind of built, like we talked about in the first module, you kind of think about, like what is your ideal work week like? And so that was something kind of like a non-negotiable for me, that I didn't want to like deprive my own dogs for the sake of other people's dogs.
Exactly.
And I've been able to do like lots of travel this summer, like with so much stuff was canceled for COVID. So there were like lots of family weddings and trips and stuff that then were postponed till this year. And so I had lots of travel. So it was great to just be able to, plan around those and not feel terrible about taking time away from clients. I was just at the Kim Brophy seminar at Wolf Park in Indiana earlier this month for 5 days for her family dog mediation certification course. So that was really cool that I got to go and be a part that was super
you had
awesome.
the time and the resources to be able to go and do that, right?
And then generally I usually have clients every day. I cap it at 3 clients. I don't have a facility. I just do in-homes. And all my clients are puppies. I only work with puppies because that's what makes me happy. And I really like working with new puppy owners. So all my clients are puppy people. So I cap it at 3. So I do 3 private sessions, up to 3 private sessions a day. And that leaves me plenty of time to do like my admin type stuff, and have time with my dogs and my husband, and be able to travel and hang out with friends and all that kind of stuff.
Beautiful. Oh, that's why I do what I do. So you can have that.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about like your financial goals. You had told me that, you kind of gave yourself 6 months to hit, your goal. And I don't know if you want to go into detail on that, or, just tell us like how it went and where are you now?
Yes. So I was very nervous about actually making money. You kind of always hear like, oh, like there's no money in dog training, or like you do it just because you love it and you can't really make a living out of it. Which is a big reason why I did your program, because it's like, well, I want to do something I love and be able to make money off of it. So yeah, I had gave myself 6 months to meet my financial goal. And so I started the program at the end of January. So by month 4, I had met my financial goal. So I was
Wow.
making money before that, but I hadn't quite,
Right.
like accumulated enough clients to where I would hit my financial goal. So I hit that goal by month 4, which I was shocked. I was like, when I set 6 months, I was like, should I make it 12 months? Like, I don't even know how long
Yes.
this is gonna take. Like, I was so scared. But I did I set out 6 months, and then I hit the goal by month 4.
Wow.
And then this month I ended up, or sorry, July, I ended up making $1,000 more than what my normal monthly financial goal is.
Yeah.
So that's felt pretty great.
Yeah.
um, and yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, again, it's not like it's magic and I haven't put in any work. I put in lots of work, but I'm just
Yeah.
still like, every month I'm just like, whoa, like this is working. And when I look at my financials, I'm like, whoa, like this, I'm genuinely surprised every month that it just keeps working, and that it's like, oh, this isn't a fluke. Like this actually works. Like
Right.
it actually is working.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel
Yeah.
like every business owner questions at some point, like, is this a fluke? Is this
Yeah.
like, is this real? Is this going to continue?
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, you keep showing up and it's going to keep working. So that's amazing. I'm so, so happy for you. How has that like impacted you? Like emotionally or like in your life? Like how has
Yeah.
that relieved you?
Yeah. I think it just feels so good to be doing something that I love,
Yeah.
and to not be like stressing out over like, where's my next client going to come from, because they have like some systems in place. um I think just, yeah, my overall happiness. I feel really lucky to be doing what I'm doing. I really love my clients. I think since I started my business, I've had only one client that I was like, eesh, like, I
It's
don't
not bad.
know. Yeah, yeah. But generally, they've all just been like lovely humans, that I really do like working with. So that's been really fun. Um, I usually just leave a session feeling like on a little bit of a high, which is great. Like
Yes.
everyone wants that. Um, yeah, I don't know. It just feels really good to be doing what I enjoy with like very low stress, um, in terms of like the financial aspect of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you feel like you would have been able to get there on your own? Or how,
yeah, I
important was
think
the
it would have
academy?
taken me a lot longer. And maybe never. I don't know. Like, I think just in terms of coming up with all of the systems and like my sales script, I don't know if I would have come up with that without
Yeah.
you. And I have a really high like success like booking rate. What's the
Good.
term? I can't.
Conversion rate, like when
Conversion
you
rate.
talk to
Yes.
them, it's like
Yes.
talking to booking. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that was something that absolutely terrified me. I hate talk. Like I've gotten much better at it, but I like hated talking to people on the phone, and it would like make
Yeah.
me sweat, and I just hated it. And now it's like no big deal. I can do them while I'm driving and like make a sale in the car.
Amazing.
So yeah, so I don't even know. I don't know if I would have gotten here. I think I would have been charging so little money for what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Um, I've already raised my prices twice,
Wow.
and I'm probably going to raise them again soon.
Awesome.
So yeah, I don't know. It would have taken me a long time to do what I'm doing now,
Hmm.
and I'm not sure I would have landed where I am without having done the program. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. Would you have ever created a 4-figure dog training program on your own?
No.
Most
I,
most people wouldn't. Yeah.
no, I was the pricing thing was so scary. So
And it's the creation of it, of creating something that you enjoy offering, right? You don't want to create
yeah,
something that you don't like delivering for the right people, and also selling it effectively, like knowing
yeah,
that you have a system in place to attract the right people for that program in the process to sell it effectively and convert them into customers. So awesome. Um, what do you feel has been like the biggest help to you overcoming like those initial challenges you had?
um everything's just been very helpful. It's hard to pinpoint one thing. I think you also in the academy, like you talk about mindset.
Mhm.
And I think that's something that can often be overlooked, or like it's kind of like woo-woo type thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's super important because I tend to be a very anxious person, and um, having to work on that and kind of shift my thoughts about my business and myself as business owner and as a trainer
Yeah.
is really big part of it. And it's still something that I work on like every morning.
Yeah.
Using like you give us prompts to like think about and to help us um, shift our thoughts in the direction so that they're helping us achieve what we want, and then we're not like self-sabotaging.
Yes.
And it's something that I would never have thought to work on or even think about at
Right.
all starting a business, because it just seems kind of like woo woo and like, yeah, like it's not that important. But it's so important because
Yeah.
we really can kind of like roadblock ourselves with our thoughts and our mindset about money or our business or ourselves.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds a little out there, but it's really huge. And that was something that was really impactful for me. Yeah,
I love that.
because I struggle with anxiety, and so it really can roadblock me. And
Oh yeah.
so that was a huge piece for me. And I'm so glad it's part of your program.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but really everything was super helpful. Like the sales script help, the pricing, creating the program. Oh my gosh, I spent so much time trying to figure out what my program, like what my packages were going to be and what the whole program was. And I think I spent like, after I joined the academy, I had it done within like an hour.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, literally everything was super helpful, and it's all just so clear, and it just like guides you through the steps and what to consider. And
Yeah.
it's not going to tell you what to do exactly. Like there's
Exactly. Yeah.
tons of room to like make it yours and make sure it's something that you really want, but it's just very it just guides you through it so nicely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had people say, well, I don't want to have like a done for me business model.
No.
Yeah, like that's not at all what it is. It's just my brain on paper. It's all my little formulas and templates and examples, and 15 years in the industry, I've seen how everybody else has done it in every different city and business, and so I know what you're thinking and I know what's possible, and I kind of have all kinds of different formulas and explanations for things, and I guide you through making the right decisions in the right order so that you can kind of start answering your own questions
Yeah.
based on your own preferences, right?
Yes. Oh, and like the marketing information, I can't believe I forgot that. That I had no idea. Well, I won't say I had no idea. One my previous job um, was some kind of marketing communications type stuff.
Mm.
So I had some skills, but I really had no idea. It was all my previous job was like in the nonprofit sector. And so it was very different than, starting my own business and trying to apply marketing to that.
Yeah.
And again, I was very overwhelmed and very paralyzed by it.
Yeah.
And so just having the process to work through and, just being guided through that and it was so nice. It was so nice to not be like, oh, let me try 18 different things and see what works. It was like,
Yeah.
this is the process. Let's work through the process. And I was kind of skeptical, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's
Who wouldn't
worked.
be? I mean, it just,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know it sounds too good to be true, but I'm not
yeah,
gonna,
yes.
lie about how awesome it is.
Yeah, so it's worked, and again, you have to put in the effort. It's not magic, but it's really helped me to achieve what I wanted so much more
Yeah.
quickly and with less
Yeah.
stress. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like one last thing, like you were just mentioning in the group, like a day or two ago, you were saying, I'm not super consistent on my marketing these days because I'm so busy as it is.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you're actually still getting like weekly client inquiries. So like the flow is still coming in, even though you're not, 100% on top of it every day, which is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that it's kind of surprised me, but it's nice. It's very nice that I don't have to be um really killing myself on the marketing, and
Right.
I'm still getting inquiries every week. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So one last question. If somebody's on the fence about joining, what would you tell them about it?
Um, I think I would tell them like that the academy can help you get where you want to go much more quickly and with less guessing and stress and kind of like testing things and seeing what sticks and what doesn't. Um, I think for me, like the income piece was just huge, like meeting my financial goals so much more quickly than I ever imagined.
Yeah.
Um, I think like just the potential loss of income for when you kind of flounder around and you don't really know what you're doing, or I mean, for me, I started the academy right when I started my business.
Mhm.
So I don't have the experience of having started the business and maybe floundered or not being where you want it to be, but I still think you know just interacting with people in the academy that have been training for a long time, and
Yeah.
then you're seeing what they've been able to achieve from like businesses they've had for a decade or more,
Yeah.
and then they join your program and then they're like, whoa, this is crazy. And that's like astonishing to me because I'm like a little bit of a newbie in the industry, but then to see like some of my colleagues in the academy that have been doing this for a long time, and
Mhm.
then they envision something different, or they envision something more different, better, whatever,
Yeah.
and then being able to see what they've achieved too. And it's not like they weren't successful before,
Right.
but just it's just faster, better, easier, less stress, less headache, less floundering around, and just being able to get where you want to go so much more quickly. For
Yeah.
me, I'm like, yes, I want that. It's a
Yeah.
no-brainer. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was able to make like the investment, the money I put into the academy back so quickly. And
Mhm.
so for me, it was just an easy decision. Yeah. I don't know if that is helpful to anyone, but
I'm sure it is.
I don't know.
No, I think a lot of people will relate to this story, and I really appreciate you coming on here to share about it. I think there's no better way to learn about a program than really hearing it from people that have actually gone through it, versus just me telling you how awesome it is. And so, yeah, no, I'm just happy to have the privilege of being able to help, trainers all over the world that, are excellent dog trainers, really have just a bigger reach and a bigger impact in their community, because we need more of those. For those of you watching, if you're interested in learning more about the Modern Dog Trainer Academy, put me in the comments, raise your hand, and me or somebody on my team will reach out to you and we'll discuss kind of what the best next steps are for you and get a better understanding of where you are. And yeah, thank you so much, Elisa, for coming on.
Sure.
Really, really great story. I hope it inspires people to step up and set some bigger goals, at least for themselves, and see what's possible. Any last words for them, for anybody?
I mean, if you're just considering it or thinking about it, definitely reach out. And if you have questions or you're not sure, like, is this going to work for me, or my context is different, just reach out and ask, because I think it is a really powerful program.
Yes, yes, awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much. I will see you in the group, and I can't wait to see how you are able to kind of keep growing over the years as they go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.